Okay, so let's start again. Today we're gonna go like musical mathematics. Most of you doesn't like this one because it involves some kind of mathematical idea. But today I would like to share to you um, the rhythm and the chord rhythm. So most of us are hearing music like this ones, like you're hearing accompaniment like, and your chord is changing every 4 beats. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get that kind of idea from our metronome. If our metronome is set into um, whatever, can be 120, can be or it can be less. All right. So you can set your tempo and slower, or this one. Your beat is 120 and you go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you got to continue. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. Okay. Yes. Thank you for watching, GP. All right. So if you follow that click, if you follow that click, then yeah, you'll be able to set up your rhythm. All right. So for example, your click goes like slower. You'll go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So your chord change every 4 beats. Uh, so in that sense, you can see it in the music sheet like so you got your measure bar like this. Sometimes you'll see number like at the beginning of your piece. It says 4 4 or regular rhythm 4. Okay, so with that you'll be counting your clicks 1, 2, 3, 4 regularly each measure. All right, so therefore you can see in your music like you have the whole note right there. You got a half note, you got a quarter, you got 8 note, you got 16. So notes are divided that way equally. And you need to understand that the music is set up into this kind of note values and rhythm. So you have to understand that um, at this point of time, let's look at the regular one where the quarter is 1 count, right? That's your bit note, quarter bit notes. Okay, so if you see this like time signature at the beginning of your piece, you got 4 4 time. That means your quarter bit sets into this meter, and your quarter bits is the note that gets 1 bit. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. And your quarter note can be subdivided into 2 8 note, and that means you get a 50%, 50% of it, and that's why you will sense that, oh, your rhythm is getting faster though, because you got 8 note. You got double the note in 1 bit. So you got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you got that one. So if you set that up in your chord rhythm and you got that 8 note pattern, so you go 1 and 2 and 3 and four and one and two and three and four and one and two and three and four and one and two and three and four and one. So to do that, maybe you already know the chord, right? So what I'm doing is that I divide the second inversion of the chord right here in C and all other chords. So you get that kind of subdivided or divided chord pattern and set it into eight. One and two and three and four and one, two and three and four and one and two and three and four and one and two and three and four and one. All right. So that is the use of that. Your quarter notes equivalent to eight notes. So you got two eight notes on the beat. All right. So it can be like your quarter note can be like set up into 16 notes. So if it is set up into 16 notes, you gotta go ta, 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 ti, right? So uh, you got four notes in one bit. All right. So the way to do that is one in there's some you know all type of counting, but you can tap it or you can voice it and do like tati tati ta tati tati ta tati tati ta ta tati 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 tati. One E and a two E and a three E and a one E and a two E and a three and a four and a right. Tati 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 tati. Okay, so you can sense that I'm accenting the first note of the beat of that 16. And if you put that on your apply it in your chords and the chord rhythm, and you're gonna go like per measure you change the chord, but you are using the 16, so you go one E and a two E and a three and a four E and a one E and a two E and a three and a four E and a one and a two E and a three and a four E and a okay, so you got a little bit faster because you got 16 notes, four notes in 16 in one bit. Okay, or you can go like your quarter note can be also subdivided in regular rhythm like three, eight notes. We call that triplets. Okay, with the triplets, some are counting like one triplet, two triplet, three. But I got another idea of counting that easier. You got wonderful, two therefore, three therefore, four therefore, wonderful, two therefore, three therefore, four therefore, and you can go wonderful, two therefore, wonderful, two therefore, three therefore, four therefore, wonderful, two therefore. Okay, I'm changing my chord rhythm in two. Let's do it again in four. Wonderful, two therefore, four therefore, wonderful, two therefore, four therefore, two therefore, three therefore, four therefore, wonderful, two therefore, three therefore, four therefore. Okay, so that's how you do the rhythm of the triplet. All right, but sometimes it's more difficult. Like your quarter is equivalent to two eight notes, uh, and you go like one and two and three and four and one and two and three and four and one. But sometimes it goes a combination of a dot, you know. So when you place a dot on the note or after the note, that dot. So if you place like a dot into a quarter, that quarter gets one note, one bit value, but the dot gets one half value of the note itself. So it gonna goes one, two, and right. So if you go that way, all right. So your note gets one half value of the your dot gets one half value of the note itself. So it's gonna go like one, two, and three, four, and one, two, and three, four, one, two, and right, one, two, and three, four, and one, two, and three, four, and one, two, and three. All right, so Sometimes it is more difficult. Sometimes the combination goes like uh, 16 note to, if you go dotted 8 note to the combination of the 16th note, it will go like, right, dotted 8 note, 16 note, dotted 8 note, 16 note, dotted 8, 16, dotted 8, 16. How are you going to do that? So to do that kind of rhythm, you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and right, one, and right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. Or you go divide the chord, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So that kind of thing. And you got to practice that one in order for you to develop a sense of rhythm in your chord progression. So if your chord are changing, or if your chord progression rhythm goes with every 2 bit, it changes every 2 bit in 4. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can accompany it that way, or if you go like changing your rhythm into a triplet, and still your chord rhythm goes with 2 counts per chord. So you got 2 chord per measure in 4/4 time. You're gonna go wonderful tutor, wonderful tutor, wonderful tutor for tutor for wonderful tutor for tutor. Okay, and practice that kind of rhythm, because sometimes rhythm could be difficult. You know, you can easily goes with your chord, right? But rhythm makes it more interesting if you do that rhythm perfectly. So even in recording, you got to go with the clicks, right? It's very important that we go with the clicks, with the speed of the music, with the tempo of the music, because if we don't, then we will always mess up with the recordings. Okay, because we are recording a step recording, so um, we need to go with time every time, so that we'll be able to keep the notes in its place every time we record our music. So uh, for us who are not recording and just accompanying, then we can go. We have a lots of leverage to go with, somewhat like with our tempo and our rhythm. So anyway, performance wise, you still need to keep that kind of tempo and rhythm in proper coordination. So practice this. You got the quarter, 2, 3, 4, 1. Practice it in 8. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4, and okay. Practice that in 8 also. Practice that also in 16. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a all right, you can go with that or practice it in triplets. So what they have in triplet: wonderful, two, therefore, three, therefore, four, therefore, wonderful, two, therefore, three, therefore, four, therefore, or practice it with combination 8 note, 16, or 16 8 note, and all sorts of that, right? Okay, so you can go like, so it works with the piano rhythm, it works with a guitar rhythm, so it depends. But you need what you need to work out, or what we need to work out, is that the equivalence of every every types of rhythm that we are making into the beat. You got you got to go into the beat. All right. uh, that bit is also somewhat like, explained as a chop, right? So even conductors are chopping you know the rhythm into bits. So we got to work that out and go with our bits, rhythm and tempo together, and then the chord rhythm. When is the chord change, or the pattern of your chord rhythm into your music? So very important. You need to consider that in order for us to be able to accompany ourselves, or to accompany others as we work on our music. Okay. Thank you very much. A little bit extended today, but keep practicing.